to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in AFL SuperCoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse and Skitty.
Good evening and welcome to the Inside AFL Show. I am your host, the SuperCoach Horse, and with me, we've got double trouble for now. We've got another bloke that's going to join us shortly, but in the middle, sandwiched between myself and the Squid Man, we have a bloke whose internet is hopefully going to stay together tonight, and that's the Maverick. How are you, mate?
Yeah, bloody fantastic, mate. Good to see your beautiful faces on screen. It's the first time we've gone three wide in a potty together, so oh, mate, absolutely pumped. You blokes are legends.
You know what? If you think this bloke's good behind a keyboard, you should see him live on a SuperCoach podcast, being able to talk AFL footy with us. He loves his footy, but you know it, our NFL expert analyst right here in the middle. If you want to know anything about NFL, we've got drafts coming up and all that sort of jazz, which rookies to pick up. This guy's your man, so you can contact him at a later date. But tonight, we've got AFL footy we're going to talk about. On the end, my man from the 2024 season. He has been a busy man. He's been a man in demand. He's made time for us tonight. Squiddy.
Horse. G'day, Horse. Always, mate. Always, mate. It's good to be back with you. Good to be back. Good to be back on an AFL one with Morel as well. He's done a couple of NBA's one with me, so pleasure there. Draft tonight, Horse. Draft. And a lot of people are going to be thinking, how do I do a draft? How do I do a draft? It's pretty simple. You piss away, get as many first-round picks as you can, like Richmond did. Then you trade away the last one, you get a future in the last round, and you are sitting pretty. That easy, ladies and gentlemen, just like that.
If you want to lose money in your leagues.
That's right.
No,
trade up, get every first-round pick that you can.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is something unique that we're doing here on the Insight Fantasy Sports podcast this evening, and we're going live with the SuperCoach Draft. So, why we're doing this is because we want to give you guys at home a bit of an insight as to who's being selected where, whether you're picking mids, forwards, rucks, backs at any certain stage, whether you're picking the best available, whether you're picking on schedule alone. There's plenty to factor in during a SuperCoach draft. So we're going to talk through it this evening, but it's not just for SuperCoach draft. It's also going to be very relevant to what we're doing on a SuperCoach as SuperCoach on a whole. So we're going to discuss what we're doing tonight in just a single draft here. It's not a keeper league, ladies and gentlemen. It is just a single season draft. We will be opening up keeper leagues next year. We want to get this up off the ground first. So joining us for the first time tonight is our man who's going to help run our AFL fantasy this year. And that's BK. Mate, welcome to the show.
Thanks, lads. Pleasure to be here. Been a big fan obviously before the before kind of jumping on board, but really excited for what we can do this season. Yeah,
it's nothing like coming into a new organisation and being late for your first day at work. So we're going to have to have a bit of a chatsy about that later on. But mate, you've proved in previous seasons that you know what you're talking about with AFL fantasy. You've finished quite high with AFL fantasy, yourself and NATO, but also SuperCoach. You've done quite well in the SuperCoach space. So we've invited you on tonight to give us a little bit of an insight as to what you're thinking, both from a SuperCoach point of view, but also for our fantasy fans, how they can get something out of this as well and how they could look out for if they're doing drafts of their own or even just picking their own teams in the fantasy world or in the AFL fantasy, what to look out for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm certainly going to be giving my sort of 2 cents on some of the things that come up in the draft, as well as what we can do in Classic over on the other side.
Beautiful. Morel, I'm going to start with you. What's your strategy coming into this?
So my strategy in drafts, and this is my favourite format of AFL, Monday. I know you love your SuperCoach Classic, but this is my favourite, the draft. I've always thought first is you want to get your most points on the board, right? And generally most points on the board means stack your midfield. So I've always been a big believer of getting the best mids in and then just working around that. Doesn't mean your first 3, 4, 5 picks have to be midfielders.
That's right.
That just means that maybe your first 2 have to be midfielders and then choose next best available in other positions after that. but just continuing to stack that midfield round 5, round 6. And I just truly believe it's a points league. So you want the most points. So you don't get that with forwards. They average, 80, 85, 90, pretty average scores. Defenders slightly better, but midfielders, you get a lot of guys that average 100 plus. So I truly believe that stacking up your midfield is the way to go.
Squiddy, what are you thinking, mate?
Oh, I love that from Maverick. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? The midfielders get more points, the same as the rucks and a couple of the running half backs. But yeah, the forwards is the one where it dies out. But I think the main thing to be looking at, especially in draft-wise, is you've got to make sure that you choose the right position at the right time. So yes, you want to go early on some rucks and some midfielders and not go early on, let's say Jason Horne-Francis, who is expected to be the number 1 forward this season, because he's only going to be looking at averaging about 100 around that mark. But so's Dylan Moore. So you can also go ahead there. There was someone else, and I forgot who it bloody was. Oh, you could look at Bailey Smith or Jack McRae, something along those lines. So, yeah, it's about taking Luke Jackson. It's about taking the guys in the right position. It's not like where we're looking back 2 years ago. We had Josh Dunkley as a forward midfielder, and you had to be the guy that got Dunkley, because Dunkley was the guy that was going to win a majority of the league. So it's just about taking the right position at the right time and not overpaying. It's positional awareness against other people in that position towards, but with the average score of what they're able to get.
For sure. For those of you watching on at home, what we're doing tonight is I've got the way that we're structuring our draft tonight. So we're going 2 defenders, 3 mids, 1 ruckman, 2 forwards, and 4 on the bench. So it's going to be a total of 12 players, 12-team leagues. So some teams are going to be quite deep depending on how they draft. So we're going to have to be quite strategic with what we do. There's 30 seconds in between each pick, and that's how we're going to go about it tonight. So we're going to try and get the draft done nice and quickly. It's also going to be on audio, so you can listen along when you're on your way to work tomorrow. If you don't want to listen to your boss and you want to put some headphones in and listen to us handsome roosters talk about AFL SuperCoach, or on your way home when the missus is trying to tell you to go past the shops and pick up some milk and bread, just put her on mute, because you'd rather listen to this on your way home from work, ladies and gentlemen. So This is what we want. Now, we've got Webby in the chat, who in Bendigo averages nearly 100 in A-grade cricket here. He reckons he's going early on Chesser.
Yeah, he reckons, and Deadly reckons he's going 9th. So that's pretty spot on there by Webby. I reckon he could be definitely onto something there, Horse, because we all know that, Campbell Chesser should be going number 1, hands down, in any single league. He's going to be the Brownlow medalist this year. He's going to be the Rising Star. He's going to be the Norm Smith. It's just Chesser's league, and we're all just living in it.
I wish that was correct, but unfortunately it's not. So what we're going to do before we get started into the draft, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to run through our sponsors. So before we do, Inside Unlimited League, 356460. I repeat, 356460. It is free to join. Jump in. I think there's already over 700 people in there, so we want to get that over 1,000 by the start of the year. No worries. Free to join, and if you get the top score each week, you win free stuff. Thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze. We've all got merchandise from the Standard Squeeze. Your coolers, your squeeze cups, your hats, your shirts, you name it, they've got it. Put in the code IFS15 for all your merchandise purchases through the store, so you get 15% off. He's been with us since day one, Squiddy. Absolute ripper fella. Ash right. And the boys at the Standard Squeeze are.
Absolutely, mate. Day ones, 4-in-1s, always got them right now. Beers beautifully cool right now, so we love them. So make sure you go over to the Standard Squeeze IFS 15. I'm actually starting to see their little ads pop up on X and stuff now, just randomly halfway down my feed. They are moving up in the world.
Mate, they have branched out into America now. So they're a locally owned and run company in Central Victoria, and they are now almost worldwide. So to Ash and the blokes, I'm proud of you, mate. Ripper bloke. But also, the SuperCoach World Cup is back. For those of you that have not played the SuperCoach World Cup before, if you think you've got what it takes to be named the best SuperCoach player in the world, and that's not just AFL, that's NRL included, BBL and NBL, join this league. For $25, you can enter yourself into this league, and the person who finishes number 1 over the course of all 4 seasons will be named the number 1 SuperCoach player in the world. We're just tallying results from this past year where we had over 200 people join. And I'll tell you what, there's some people at the pointy end that some surprised me, but some didn't. You've got the likes of Dr. Kando, who runs BBL Podmasters, our own SuperCoach Brain, Twitch at Flinches up there as well. So some people who have done really, really well throughout several sports, right at the pointy end to win some mega cash at the end of this year. So, or the end of the SuperCoach season. So it's something that you want to get involved in as well. Woo. Our head-to-head leagues. We don't have a $25 league anymore. We've got 3 that are full. We've got left in our $50 league. Once we fill that, that's our 3rd league. That's going to be full as well. Our $100 leagues, they're done. We've got 5 spots left in our $250 head-to-head. Until that's done, we've got a $25 overall points league. So similar to our unlimited league, except if you want to pay $25, if you finish at the top 3 at the end of the year, you'll be in the prize money. And our $50 draft, that's done as well. So for those of you in the SuperCoach world that have jumped on and supported us, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight.
Now, we're getting back into the draft. We're getting back into the good stuff. We've got a
Awesome
couple
seeing the comments we've seen at the moment, mate. And obviously, a couple of lovely ones here, Hurls. Thank you very much. Brody, I don't know what he's smoking, but he must be drug tested because that is the most awful comment I've ever seen, mate. Just pull your head.
If you think Chess is going in the first round, Laverty's going back-to-back Brownlows, mate. I'll tell you right now.
Mate, I'm telling you right now, Chessa runs rings around Laverde. Laverde couldn't even catch his own shadow. He's struggling that much. Bloody
What's Chess's first name?
Campbell.
I was hoping I'd be able to trip you up there. BK,
Squiddy 1, horse 0. Everyone sees it. Put it in the chat. Squid 1, horse 0.
BK, who are you targeting early, mate?
Yeah, on a similar vein to everyone else, you've got to look at your mids first and foremost. They're the one that's going to be putting their heads over the footy, getting those bulk touches, contested ball, all those things that are going to get you the points in SuperCoach. Yeah, you've got your few other alternatives as well. Some other guys in other positions that can score big as well. Your Jerry's, your Marshalls, maybe Marshall at this point, but
depending on
things too.
There was an article that came out today, BK, that Marshall looks like he may be right for round 1. So
yeah, I saw that one as well. But like, is he going to be? He's going to be like right.
Do you think he slides?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Boyd, who looks like an absolute monster with some of his stats in the other leagues as well. I think they might lean into him a bit more as well.
So as we can see on the right-hand side of the screen, we've got runaway train Eric, who I'm in another SuperCoach draft league with. Self-anointed king of SuperCoach draft he is. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know how to draft, watch this bloke because he is all over it like a bad rash. We got BK at 2, the bean flicker himself, Reese, who's in the comments at 3, Dab in the Woods, Ash at 4, Happy Chappy, Daniel at 5, I'm at 6, Maverick is at 7. Byron inside of our Patreon chat, legend of a bloke Byron, is at 8. Deadly at 9. Our very own Hurley at 10. Baker's Pups at 11. Funny story about Baker's Pups. He definitely knows what he's talking about, boys, especially on Draft Stars. So he's won a little bit of money on Draft Stars before and done really well in the SuperCoach world. He's a champion of a draft comp that I run as well, or not run, but I'm a part of as well. So he's a very strategic and smart man when it comes to SuperCoach. And we've got Rick, our man in the Patreon at number 12, who I think you boys can agree knows exactly what he's talking about in there, comes up with some fun stats a lot of the time. Now, we're about to kick off this draft, so train's going to be going shortly. Bryce, where are you looking at going to start your draft?
Oh, I love the look of Jerry. I just think his scores last year, the way he played was so relevant to what gets you points, and also just ties up that ruck position from the dot as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So the draft's going to start in 3 minutes here, and then we're kicking off. So sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We want to get this started as soon as we can, but this is what the SuperCoach app does for us and when you're drafting in your draft leagues this year. So you're looking at Cherry at 6. I really like Dacos if he slides that far. Whether he slides that far or not, I'm not sure. But I've seen in some other fantasy drafts that I've been paying attention to that you've got the likes of Dacos. Bontempelli has even been sliding down to 7 or 8. I feel like we're going to get someone slide early. You've got your Gawns, your Cherries, your Butters, all these sorts of guys. Sheasel's going in the top 4 or 5. So I think we're going to get some real value in the middle here.
Ooh,
I am so sorry then. I literally just screamed when you said Bontempelli at 6. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
But I guess people are worried. Like, he's been that good for so many years and the injury could be there.
Yeah.
Matty, are you agreeing with me there, Maverick?
Well, it just depends, I suppose. I mean, they might put him and play him as a forward. You just never know with Bevo, I suppose.
That
but,
is true.
I've been a big Bevo hater for a while now, but you just play your best in the middle, and that's where Bond is. So,
geez, you are going to fit in so well on this podcast with the AFL boys. As we always say, Bevo's going to Bevo.
It is 30-second picks. We've just got to wait the 3 minutes for the draft to start, my man. So, and Fantasy NATO, who runs our AFL Fantasy alongside BK, not to influence your draft choices, but he was down at Saints training and he thinks Hugo Garcia might have the best rig in the comp. Obviously, he has not seen us running around the training track, Squiddy.
That's a very, very good point. But he does have a good rig. And I've seen the photos of him today. He looks fantastic. And that is saying something. If Nate is saying that when Jack Steele is standing there, you must be giving a lot of brownie points on Hugo Garcia because that is a big call.
Yeah. And Reese has actually put up a good point. Only Bevo would put a Rolls Royce in the mud. So
That's good.
now, before we start this
that.
draft, Squiddy, you had an interesting fact about Essendon that you wanted to drop before we started.
Oh, yes, I did. Also, too, I just want to say that some people might notice that I am not drafting tonight, and that is true because I was late to join the draft. But as I like to say, I've got to get myself back into it. I haven't potted for a little bit. I've got to get back into the shit talking aspect, and I've got to liven you lazy bastards up. So that is that. But when we talk about the Essendon Fat Horse, which is a good one by me, Domino's tweeted 2 days ago, we have sold a total of 78,427,391 pizzas since Essendon have last won a final. Well done, Domino's. I call cap. I reckon it's way more.
Oh, and our first selection is in. Marcus Bontempelli has gone number 1.
Can't go wrong.
And then we see Cherry at number 2. So he fell to you, BK. You'd be happy with that?
Yeah, thank Christ.
Go on, BK. Go on.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that forward threat from Bont. I feel like I've heard there's some news around Jamara for the start of the season as well. And yeah, again, if you're number 1 of the Bevo Hate Club Maverick, I'm certainly happy to be number 2. Just can't trust the guy.
I am definitely number 1.
What I was going to say, Horse, is that with drafts as well, I like to get the best ruckman 1, 2, then I would probably go Bont. So I'd probably go X, then Gawn, then Bont, just because there's only 16 good ruckmen. Like every team has one ruckman. Then there's obviously a couple of stinkers. So there's only a few. Like we're not counting bloody West Coast. But yeah, you want to be able to be one of those guys that get the ruck in early. Otherwise, you're going to have to literally wait right around until people are starting to look at their second ruck on their bench, and you're sitting there and you're going to have to be like, oh no, now I need Sam Draper. Oh, shit, I'm screwed. So, you either got to get him early or you're bugging.
And I have just taken Sheasel. So the top 6, ladies and gentlemen, is Marcus Bontempelli at 1, Cherry at 2, Nick Dacos at 3 by flicking the bean. Number 4, Zach Butters went to Dabwoods. Number 5, or draft pick number 5, Max Gawn went to Happy Chappy. I selected Harry Sheasel. And now we have Morel on the clock. He's going to run out of time. But he has picked Sam Diddley Flanders. Why Flanders?
As a defender, Horse.
Oh, I like
it. Midfielder that will just plug straight into your defense. I've gone midfielders first. I've said midfielders, but I've actually drafted a midfielder as a defender. So I'm stoked with that, mate.
Beautiful.
Yeah, love that.
Tim English has gone at number 8 to Rico United.
Strong. He's got the right idea. You get that ruckman early because we got Gawn, then Tingles, and then after that, you're going to have to start taking a couple of gambles at maybe Tom de Koning. I'd probably rather Nankervis for whoever's coming up shortly.
Yeah. So Lockie Neal goes at 9 to our man Deadly. Chesser, not Checkers. Hurley. at number 10. Interesting to see which way he goes. He's been a valuable asset to us in the Patreon, dropping some really good articles on buy planning and how to structure your team. He's gone with Caleb Sarong at number 10.
Love it. That's obviously that Perth connection. He's feeling the love from Caleb Sarong over there. So he must have heard the little voices talking to him. Could have gone Brayshaw, but, because that's the big question at the moment.
You've got another, say, 12 picks, BK, until you're picking again. Where are you looking at going with your next pick?
Well, it's hard to know, isn't it? I've got my order set up, but well, Ruck's obviously done. I was looking at Marshall for a 1-2, but obviously with the 1 Ruck, that's fine. Higher up than what other people might have. I've got the likes of your Merritts, your Whitfields. I don't have Merritt anymore. This is why. But those guys who are proven scorers have done it year on year, and just guys you can trust.
For sure. We see Baker's Pups taking Heaney at 11, and then Crusaders taking Merritt at 12. Back-to-back picks, he's gone Merritt, Whitfield. I really
Winnie
like
Blues.
that duo. Yeah, Winnie Blues.
Listening to the pod.
The Winnie Blues. Yeah, it was hopeful of you, BK, to assume that Merritt was going to come back to you at pick 24 when you're literally sitting here with about 15 Essendon supporters.
Yeah.
Aside from me in the damn chat.
Something else on Winnie Blues, Jake?
What's that?
He's sponsored by Ryan from Astute, you said.
There it is. You caught me off guard by calling
me. You see it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Use the promo code INSIGHT for all your financial needs. He is a good fella with a shit stash. So get a hold of him. He'll help you out. Quote INSIGHT, and he will help you out obligation free. So we see Dan Houston early.
Oh, my God, a rocket.
14, sorry.
Cool.
Toby Dankervis at 15. I like that pick.
Love that.
LDU at 16. Oh, Errol.
Deadly. Deadly picking up 7-11s. I love that from Deadly.
Rico United picks up Errol Goulden at 18. I'm on the clock. And I reckon this guy's in for a big year. The reigning Brownlow medalist.
Mm-hmm. Love that. So, Maverick, you've gone with Andy Brayshaw there at 18, which I'm a big fan of because Andy Brayshaw, although he can't plan a wedding, he can definitely play football. So you tell me, are you more on the Brayshaw side or the Sarong side this year?
It's hard. It's like splitting hairs, and I've got none of them, so I can't split them.
Doing your face.
Yeah.
Good. Horn Francis, the first forward taken in this draft at 21.
Okay. It's about right. I probably would have waited a little bit more, but I mean, look, if you've got who took it? Has he got a ruck? No.
No
ruck. Okay.
Max,
or was that Max Gawn?
Could have been. We'll have to check.
Yeah, either way, you're going to go Horn, but, there's not a lot of other guys. So, if the forwards start to come off the board horse, this is when we're going to have to start making some tough decisions because after Jason Horne-Francis, you're going to have to look at Luke Jackson, Isaac Rankin, Dylan Moore, Jack McRae, these kind of forwards. Or you could have an absolute swing on Caleb Daniel to maintain it. The forward line is very, very hard. So, if you think that Horne-Francis can average 18 more Supercoach points than he ever has this year, then it's a good pick. Or you've just gone a bit too high, could have waited a little bit more because they're all going to pretty much just balance each other out.
Yep. As we see round 3, the train drafted Brody Grundy and then Jack Sinclair back to back. So he's gone Bont in his mids, Jack Sinclair down back.
Yeah. And then Brody
Grundy is his ruck. That's a nice little setup there. Nick Martin taken at 24 as well. Josh Dunkley at 23.
Mm-hmm.
As we see, BK, who have you taken, mate?
Yeah,
Luke Ryan was still sitting there.
And I had Sinclair as well. Again, that consistency year on year for both of them now. Sinclair's an interesting one, just with that sort of riches of St Kilda halfbacks. But looking at Sinclair's stats and a little bit of the research, he scores just as well going into the midfield as he does down back. So that's not really a worry for me.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm happy that my target stayed until this round. So now I'm going to use my selection. I'm going Darcy Cameron in my ruck.
Also, I didn't want to say it because I don't want to just steer the witness, but yeah, you've nailed that one. Absolutely. Picking up Darcy Cameron in round 3. Well done.
Boys,
Yeah.
I want to go a real risky one here. Real risky one.
Shit. Here comes Todd Goldstein.
I've gone Sammy Walsh, boys.
Yeah.
I think this is.
I don't think that's risky. He's got some massive
free.
upside. He can find the ball, uses it pretty well, just racks it up like you wouldn't believe. I think that's fairly good in round 3.
Yeah, but the problem is I'm just worried he hasn't played 22 games. That's the risk for me with Sam Walsh.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. But if he does, you've got him at a good position because, look, you could have gone the bleached one in Chad Warner. You could have gone Petrarca, but he might play a bit more midfield. Like, you could have had swings on any of the Gold Coast Suns players, but bugger that. I think you're right there with Sammy Walsh. Chera, I don't care if Chera signed 5 years, 15 years, 25 years. It's still Sam Walsh over Chera every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
Bloody oath. So what else do we say? So Anderson's gone. Oh, Tom DeConing, their horse. Yep. And Isaac Rankin as well. So forward's starting to go. Rankin goes at 32. 33, we have Tom DeConing there to our man Deadly. Yep. And then Silvertop Hurley, he's gone with the Noah Anderson. So as we know, last year, Noah Anderson averaged 125 at home and 83 away. So hopefully he can balance that up a little bit more.
Yeah. We've got the first auto pick of the draft. Thanks, Baker's Pups. Trelaw has gone in the 3rd round. I think people are a bit scared off by that calf issue. Christian Petrarca drafted at the back end of the 3rd round too. Not bad value considering that the whispers coming out there is that he may play a little bit more forward, so there could be DPP eligibility come end of round 6 even for Petrarca, which is nice. And Dane Zorko in the 4th round, that's real value.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely it is. I just want to quickly touch back on Petrarca getting forward DPP. If he does get forward DPP, that's the number 1 forward this year by a mile. Like, easily, hands down. So that pick can look amazing at 38 or whatever the hell he got taken at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Lloyd Meek goes to Baker's Pups in the 4th round. Lloyd. Nozay Wanganeen-Malera. Fun fact, Wanganeen-Malera has been in the top 5 for kicks for backmen 2 seasons in a row. And with the injuries to St Kilda, I think they're going to rely on him even more. And I reckon he's going to push into the top 3 this year. So there may be some value there for us. The classic version of SuperCoach. Jordan Clark as well. Nice pick there in the 4th round. Really like him. Luke Jackson's going now. BK, what do you think of Luke Jackson in the 4th?
I don't like it personally. I think Darcy's come back looking fresh as well, and just that sort of two-way ruck thing they've got for Freo. Sometimes they'll just stick Jackson forward where he doesn't get any, much if any of it at all. Not a fan of it personally.
Yeah, right. I'm going with a bit of a smoky with my next pick. I'm going Clayton Oliver. I think there's absolute upside and can get back to his 110, 115 type of average there.
Boy, oh boy, wow, wee horse. That is good. He's clean and sober though now.
Yeah.
Supposedly,
yeah.
Sorry.
Flagdon's made his automatic selection. So you got Dylan Moore.
Yeah, I had Dylan Moore.
Okay.
Actually snuck it in with a second to go. The SuperCoach app's lying to you, but Dylan Moore, big breakout year possibly coming for the Hawks. Second half of the year last year, absolutely tore it up. So I think this is the year for potentially Dylan Moore to hit that next level in his career.
Yeah,
as a forward too.
Yeah, no. I think that's an excellent pick at that stage to get one of the best forwards like that you can get this season. So yeah, bang on the absolute money. Horse, I'm just having a gander as well. You've picked I've noticed that you've been going off of Deadly's schedule that you sent me today, because you're picking a lot of players that have a very good start to the schedule this year, Horse. So where can people find the schedule?
Guys, sign up to the Patreon and you'll see what we've done is that we've created a schedule analysis. We broke it down into 4 categories. So very good, okay, and poor. So I have made my first selections on what I believe people have as a good start to the season. So Sheasel is in the top 8 when we're talking about that. Cripps and Oliver have a pretty good start of the year. Darcy Cameron has a really good start for a ruckman. So you'll see with my next pick, I'll be looking to continue with that plan as well.
Love that. Absolutely. And quickly, g'day to everyone in the chat as well. So we appreciate you guys there. If you have any questions, we can try and answer them as much and as quickly as we can while the boys are drafting, and we can also do it afterwards as well. So we're having a look here, and Horse is scrolling very, very far down to try and find his next guy. Looks like Brycey's up now, so we'll see how they pick their pick 50 where we're at to now. A lot going on here. The boys are very, very intrigued in their own picks.
There's a bit going on. You'll have to run through the picks. You can't see
I can't see them until they're on there, but that's all right. So I'll have a look at some of the chat here. So I'm going to have a quick gander. Loving all the ones here from the guys. Travis, good to see you again, brother, for the first time this year. Can we fade Sheasel?
Yep.
I mean, look, I wouldn't be fading Sheasel. He's going to get disposals and touches wherever he plays. Yes, he probably will play a bit more forward, but he'll also play on the ball, and he's so bloody good. Northern is going to continue getting the ball, so I wouldn't be worried about that. Chris Davis asks, is Diddley not injured anymore, Horse?
Diddley, still back injury. Hasn't trained for the season. Not much training anyway, and he's in serious doubts to start the year.
Bloody oath. Kids are having a cheap shot here at Morel. Done better than the Lakers with their new center there, Horse. So we can also say goodbye to Luka Doncic as well. Bad luck, Maverick. Horse is going to the G League to make this next pick, Horse.
What I've selected, I don't want to miss out on too many people that have gone. So Sean Darcy's gone at pick 5 to Runaway Train. Chad Warner's gone at pick 50. Tom Stewart at 51. Jai Newcomb at 52. James Sicily has dropped to 53. I selected Ed Richards at pick 54. How many Matt Rows are we giving him?
I'll tell you what, Matty, that's very, very nice drafting. Matt Rao at 55. 5 Matt Rows at 55.
I did like that. I was tossing up between him and Took, but I think Rao's in for a massive year. I think Gold Coast are in for a massive year in general, to be honest. And Matt Rouse had some chats around the league, potentially money flown at him. So this is the year that he could just go to that next level and just go, I want to get paid over $1 million. Pay me or I'm gone.
Very,
for
very
sure.
true.
We see Jeremy Cameron slipped Jeremy McGovern, slipped all the way to 58. That is an absolute steal.
I'm shocked with how this draft is going right now. And there are still ruck options in round 5. Like this is unbelievable. Like rucks, I would assume, would just be flying off the board, and everyone's like, couldn't give a stuff. It's fine.
Jared Woods at pick 60.
I don't care. I'll play Ned Moyle there. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So hopefully we're going to get a bit of a rundown when we finish.
Ooh, Cruz, love that. The Liam Baker.
That's a nice pick. We'll be able to pick up each person's side and run through it. And you guys at home will be able to see who drafted well, who didn't. Be able to throw some shade at who you think could have done better, and we'll go from there. You're coming up in a couple of picks, Maverick. Where are you looking at going?
You're going to steal me pick, aren't you? Nah, before you. I'm going ruck, Horse. I'm going ruck. I'm going Big O, just to give you a little teaser. Big O's getting drafted. Best available at ruck, sure. But I do think Big O is very, very valuable to the Brisbane Lions too. So average 97, I think it was last year. So probably about the same next year, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you're right. I think I've got to look for a defender now.
So
let's
go. Maverick, this is the point in the draft where you sit there and you go, shit, I need a ruckman. And then you convince yourself that Big O can score close to 100. It's just, you're coping. It's okay. But there's a chance. We can hope, at least.
There is a chance. See, tell me there's a chance. There's always a chance.
Exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you get your rucks in early, because there is limited amount. Limited.
Hey, Goldie's still there.
We do.
What?
Yeah. We're not. You can't tank in this, mate.
Yeah.
I'm probably with it.
Brad Scott's talking about Nick Bryan bloody starting over him. Like
Stewart at 51, Newcomb a steal at 52. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even the Kieran Briggs going at 69. I probably feel a bit more comfortable with taking Kieran Briggs over Big O, but well, that's all right. That's
Who
a
went at the
nightmare
upside
one by
down?
Tabwood. What's that?
Who went it upside down?
Who went it upside down?
Dan Rioli at 69.
Oh, gotcha. Sex joke.
Yeah. Haha. Haha.
Dan Rioli's not bad. I mean, look, the opportunity is going to be there for him at the Gold Coast Suns, running off half back. I really like Dan Rioli this year. Could be good.
Callum Mills has dropped all the way to pick 71. Phil, I know Golden Tonsils in the chat. Let us know what you think, mate, with Mills dropping that far. And also Took Miller dropping all the way to 72. The train has drafted Trent Rivers at 73. That's a really good pick for Trent Rivers. Skiddy, I know you're a big fan of Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he takes that next step this year?
I think so, Horse. We've just heard about Viney's injury today, and then also Judd McVie. So hopefully they both come back quickly. Mate, you know me. I am solely in the camp of the Melbourne forward line is effed, and they love having Petrarca down there as being a bit of a point of difference. Dusty style forward kind of player that can also play on ball. His CBAs were down last year even before he got injured. Trent Rivers took a massive step up when they were all injured. I really like Trent Rivers, and I believe he can do it again this season. Let's not forget as well, ladies and gentlemen, he has Max Gawn hitting to him. So he has the best pinch hit ruckman. He can figure it out.
For sure.
And there,
as we see.
There is my ruck problem. Pick round 7, and he has to pick Riley O'Brien. No one wants Riley O'Brien. Adelaide don't want Riley O'Brien. They were going to pick Scrawn or Scrawny over him.
I know I've already got 2 dogs, but I really think this guy's got breakout all over him this year, and that's Sam Darcy.
Now,
I think
do you care, Horse, about having like a lot of players on the same team in your team?
Beautiful. Love that you've asked that. So as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 defenders, 3 midfielders, 1 ruck, 2 forwards. So what I'll need to do here with my bench is utilize waivers throughout the year in order to make sure that I've got a full team for when they're playing. So,
and make sure that they do not have the same buy round.
Mm-hmm.
I've jumped on the Hogues bandwagon. Have I got him?
Ho train.
So I'm in on the Hogues train, boys. He's the Coleman medalist last year, averaged 94, but had some monster games. Had I think a couple of scores over 150 plus. That's matchup defining, in my opinion. So he'll do it again next year. He'll get on the end of a bag of 6, 7, 8 goals and win you a matchup just in a few weeks.
Bloody oath. Hey, talk to us about his high score, Maverick.
What was it, 180?
I thought it was about 200 against Essendon, where he kicked 9 and absolutely pulled your pants down right before finals.
That's probably about right. But
that was a late game.
It's probably about right.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to go back quickly. Horse, next time you draft Daily Bale, please announce that because, that's our boy. We love Daily Bale. That's all right. BK, how are you looking at your team at the moment, mate? You feeling satisfied? Who are your last couple of picks that you've chosen?
Oh, well, I've left my forwards late, so I jumped on Jezza, who was still there relatively late, which I like. Up there with the most talented players in the game as it is. Kicks goals, gets touches, comes downfield, gets it, and I feel like a lot. If Geelong are going to go well again this year, he'll need to go well as well.
Yeah, mate, I don't care if Geelong go well or not. It's Jezza. Jezza is still going to find a way to do Jezza bullshit. That's what he does.
Jezza is still the king of Geelong.
Yep, absolutely. There. And Maverick, how's your team going? Who are the picks that you like and who's what you're hating?
Mate, I'm liking my whole squad. I think if this was a real league, I reckon we'd be top 2, probably premiership, to be honest.
Really? Even after Big O is your ruckman. All right, fair enough.
That's all right. He could be captain, I'd still win.
How many Essendon players do you have?
None. That's the good thing.
That's why he's going to go well.
That's right.
And set up and swish. And Horse, how about yourself? How are you going, even with 500 Dogs players?
I've definitely gone a bit heavy with round 12 bye players. So I've sort of pigeonholed myself in not being able to pick up any more right now. So at this point in time, I'd have to get creative throughout the year and start trading. So
I'm telling you right now, Horse, you've scrolled down too far. I'm telling you right now.
No, well, you've got Jai Simpkin here. You've got Luke Parker, who I think just went not long ago, if he hasn't gone already. There's still some really good value in around here. Like, I like Riley Thilthorpe. I think he'll be good this year as well.
Big year.
So it's not all about the 2024 average and where they're ranked. What's that?
He's right there on your screen. You know exactly what to do.
Oh, no.
Dubs.
Jeez. I'm surprised Deadly hasn't taken this bloke yet.
Yeah, he said he was going to take him round 2, so he's a lion dog, but that's all right.
Skitty, I need my Essendon fix. So now you said that. So I'm picking Andy McGrath, my next pick, my defender 2. Averaged 95 last year. Solid option. Nick Martin should move out of that defence now, move more towards the midfield, you'd imagine. So that gives more opportunity for McGrath, possibly Redmond to use the ball down back.
Yep. Look, hey, if you're going to pick an Essendon player, if there's one guy that ruined my multi so many times last year, it was Andy McGrath because he got too much of the ball and they did stuff all the week after. So love that there. Kids that says beat day, you should pick Archie up forward, mate.
Yeah, J-Train's gone, Skitty.
Oh, who picked the W train?
Me.
Oh, well played. Well done, Horse.
Yes.
You're sucking me in. You've done the old 1-2. You beauty.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm scrolling down is to see whether there's any value later in the draft as well. So there are some people in your leagues that'll only look at the top 3 or 4. So I've got my filters on at the moment for forwards. So, it's important to keep an open mind when you are trading. So my next, we'll be transparent with this. My next pick is DPP and then my bench. So I'm probably looking at, for my flex, a DPP player. So you guys can continue picking, but for those of you that are watching at home, they'll see that I've got exclusively DPPs on my screen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, which we really like there, Horse, because the more that you're able to fill up each and every spot, the more rotations that you can do. So that's absolutely no worries. I got a quick one here. Trav asked Squid, whatever. I don't understand the shit talk on Omac. He averaged 117 in the season last year. That is absolutely correct, mate. But also, too, this man is over 200 centimeters. He's coming off a shoulder injury. He's old, another year older. Yes, he played very, very well, but he was pulling that out of his ass because that was a very, very good season compared to what he used to do. I am worried that the fact that they don't have Danaher there anymore to pinch hit ruck, and they're going to have to rely more on Darcy Fort if he makes the team. And if not, there's no one else. So I think Omac's in a bit more trouble. As much as I love him and I love what he did for the team and everything last year, I'm just not interested in Supercoach in any way.
Oscar McInerney's making his way back from shoulder surgery and should be right for the start of the year, but he's coming from a long way back. He was initially penciled in to be back around round 3, round 4, which is why Darcy Fort was relevant early on in the Supercoach season, but Omac is making his way back nicely.
Yep. Oh, there goes Darcy Parish at 97. Now, Horse, bit of an update on Darcy Parish today?
Hasn't really trained at all this preseason, and Essendon are managing his loads and looks very doubtful to start the season. So Elijah Sardis stocks are up.
Do you believe the same thing, Maverick?
Yeah, I do. I wish we never re-signed him in the first place, but we did. But here we are. But no, I agree, mate. I think Zardis is really knocking down the door for a round 1 or round 0 start, should I say, especially in the guts too. So
this is a question that I've wanted to ask a lot of Essendon supporters, and I've got a few here, so I may as well do it. Has everyone just forgotten about Will Setterfield, or does no one give a shit about him anymore?
No one.
No, he's depth.
Yeah,
he's depth. So Sardis is now over Setterfield.
Easily.
Because he played pretty well last season before he got injured.
Yeah, but Zardis is the future. Setterfield's like a depth player, as Horse said. So.
Sorry.
Yeah,
as we see here, lads, Tim Kelly at 98, Toby Green at 99, Saligo at 100, Charlie Kerno at 101, and I've gone a bit of a stash option for my season, Mateus Philippou in round 9. So he'll sit on my bench until he's right to go.
Interesting. Very interesting. So that's going to be a long, long time, horse. You're going to be bleeding a few points, especially through bye rounds.
No, he should be back by round 3 or 4. So it's not too bad. I can use him as a loop option off my bench, which we'll have to discuss later on because looping in draft works differently to SuperCoach. As we see,
James Heatling at a 104 is an elite pick. How did you guys let that slide? I know this one hurts.
Yeah, 106. Chera, 105. Ben Keys.
There it is. The Keys.
Nah.
The Keys.
Not relevant. Absolutely not relevant.
I'll tell you what, these last 3 picks I've loved. Peatling into Keys, joke obviously, but then Adam Chera at 106 seems outrageous. BK, are you feeling me on that one?
Yeah, Chera, I put him in the same frame as Walsh in terms of his just fitness that you can't trust him. I want for my drafts players I can just lock and load, set and forget, and that I know are going to do a job.
That's a good point, actually. Yep, fair enough too.
There's a bit of value still here, lads, at the top of the board. So I got Elliot. And it's back. He's still there, and we're in round 10, ladies and gentlemen. So he's not out for the year either. Like, he's still got a bit of time to sit on the sidelines, but he'll be back, and we know he's a proven point scorer. Nick Newman, unfortunately, is done for the year. Ollie Wines is still there. James Rowbottom, who tackles like crazy. Minge's Hinge is still there. Blake Akers, Georgie Hewitt, Carl Amon, who is good across half-back for the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen May.
On the wing.
Sam
Froffies.
Durham. Yeah, Froffies. Jordan Sweet. Will Powell. Jack Viney. James Warple. There's still Jack Crisp. Like, there's still a lot of value here.
Oh, horse!
Yep,
You missed
I
the
saw
main
it,
one.
and I didn't mention it.
Because you're trying to pick him. I say, here you go. We'll wait until you pick him then. Loud and clear.
I've got too many North and too many Dogs and too many Carlton to be able to pick him right now.
Maverick, Skits Fitz wants you to know your dial-up internet is A-OK tonight, buddy. So that's fantastic work.
Yeah, went next door to Hungry Jack's tonight, so seems to work.
So if anyone's in the Frankston area in Victoria and you see a bloke who's hiding out in the disabled toilets on the computer, that is Maverick just linking into the Wi-Fi.
That's right.
And no questions asked. Don't you worry about that. So it's all good. Kiz is saying this is Setter's first full pre-season in forever. So this is promising for Setterfield. So maybe I'm onto something here. Philippou is off for 10 to 12 weeks. Not happy about that one, but that's all right. He's a stash. Deadly, obviously focus on Keys. That's all right. No worries there. And are you serious? I've had two of my picks stolen back to back. Well, that's your fault, Delhi. So I don't give a shit. And then Skits just decides to give the old loading icon just for morale. And that actually confused me because I thought his message was loading and I was lagging. So I waited too long and pandered. I'm an idiot. All right, go back to the draft horse. Who are we picking?
Oh, heaps. So Philippou is still 8 weeks away. So I'm not too concerned by that because with the way looping works, you need to have non-playing players on your bench to make it work. So we've got, let's start with Alex Neil-Bullen at 111. Duggan! At 112. Ollie Wines at 113. Elijah Hollins at 114. I took Sammy Durham at number 115. Harry Perryman, underrated at 116. Jordan Sweet at 117. Harley Reid at 118.
Have a look at that pick. Harley Reid at 118. Last year, he would have gone about the 50s.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Also, too, West Coast have a good start to the draw. Yes, I don't have a ruckman, but who cares?
Who's going to be their ruck, Skitty?
Bailey Williams. You heard it here first. I'm Bailey all the way. I am Bailey all the way. Flynn ain't shit. Flynn ain't shit. All right? McQualter doesn't care about him. No.
What do you think, BK? Who's going to ruck at West Coast this year? Who's going to be their first choice ruck?
it's hard to tell, isn't it? I think the numbers suggest Williams, but even that, it's just the lesser two evils, I suppose. You wouldn't want either of them.
Oh, Skiddy, I reckon you're going to get away with this train bloke, all right? He's just selected Silverlarky at 120.
Oh, man. My man, Suv. But yeah, horse, I'm telling you. Matt, what do you reckon? Bailey Williams, other Williams, Matt Flynn. What are you thinking?
Well,
It's a
Matt
big
Flynn's
question.
been in and out of my side, my Supercoach Classic side for, I don't know, the last couple of weeks. Juicy Price, is he going to play? Is he not? That's a real question. I think it's a line ball. I don't think West Coast know yet who's going to play.
No. Okay, so here's where I disagree with everybody, right? That talks about this. If it was Matt Flynn, everyone would be happy because that's the ruckman that everyone wants to put into their Supercoach side, and that's what they want to believe. The fact that they, everyone knows it's Bailey Williams, but no one wants to accept it. Bailey Williams is better. So they're going to bring Bailey Williams in. He's going to be the starting ruck, and everyone's going to be pissy that it's not Flynn, but that's just the way it's going to go. So that's my 2 cents about it. And yeah, we'll see how we go.
No.
Who the hell just chose Nick Newman? Are we good? He's out for the year. All right, good. He got chased.
No. Train,
Thank
what are
God.
you doing? I'm going to have a chat with him about that. That's no good. Cam Guthrie at 124. Morel, do you think he's past it, or do you think he's still got the goods?
Yeah, he's past it, mate. He's past it at this point. He's more of just he'll probably average between 85-ish this year, especially if Baz moves into the midfield too. So, which he will. So you can't really expect big numbers from Baz, Dangerfield, Guthrie in that midfield. It's just not going to happen.
Can't let this go slide anymore. Minja's hinge. He's in.
Good call there. You could have gone Vlastuin as well there. I like either or.
Just coming in.
Attaboy, very, very nice pick there, mate. I really like Nick Vlastuin there.
Kickins?
So, Kickins, yeah. No, it'll be short.
Short.
Yeah.
Possibly. Like 50-50 it.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Yeah, they might do the chip kick bullshit that they do. Vlastuin takes the kick in, kicks it 15 meters to short in a pocket, kick it back, kick it back. It's going to be, it might be down there a lot. So we'll have to wait and see there. So Harry Himmelberg getting taken there at 128 in defense. We got, is that the first rookie of Jagger Smith going at 129 to Deadly?
Not a bad pick at all.
Yeah, he's the one rookie that you could take in this as well.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
He's an accumulator.
That early?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like him.
Oh, fair enough too. If he has the midfield ones together, I mean, look. Oh yeah, Crisp, you can't trust. Pendlebury's almost dead. Wardlaw's injured. Okay, fair enough. Yep, I can also see that there's a lot of scoring power. I mean, look, he's able to get the bill. His ability to get the pill is just otherworldly for the guy his age. So let's just hope that he gets the midfield time. So we'll have to wait and see there on.
So who's almost dead?
Pendles.
He's that old.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
He's got a basketball background.
I actually have heard that. Actually, funny enough, I have heard that. Did you also know that he's older than Horse?
Pretty old.
Played footy.
Not quite. He is a couple of years younger than me.
Pendles was Horse's senior player, and Horse learned off of Pendles.
No, he got picked before I did, and he was 2 years younger than me. So, yeah, way to bring up old memories that really hurt me and cut me deep.
Hey, you're right. Don't worry. I beat Bontempelli in the grand final under 14.
That's right.
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
That's right. And as a mid-20s bloke, I got dropped in the seniors at Sale from a kid named Josh Dunkley when he was 15. That didn't hurt either.
Hey, I'll tell you what. That's a good story now, Horse, because he's a double premiership player at 2 different clubs and an absolute legend. So I think you can take that. That's fine.
Still hurts.
Yeah.
I had potential, Jake. I had potential. And it was cut
Still
short.
do, Horse. Still do.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah.
These hamstrings can't even make it through a Macca's drive-through, let alone running through the banner, mate.
That acceleration's really starting to hurt.
I'm going to go, at this point, it doesn't really matter. So I'm picking Jordan DeGoey, hoping that he can finally find some form from 2 years ago. at this point, it doesn't really matter.
No.
These guys are in the back of your bench, so you can always find waiver wire players along the way.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to find a guy who has done it before, who could potentially get back into it. I doubt it, but that's just I'm drafting for potential and maybe past.
Yeah. No, your reasoning is horrible, but you picked the right player. Like, yes, you picked to go here. You have a pick on him. The end of your bench doesn't mean shit because of how early the buy rounds are. You need to be able to make sure that you have
I've just got to pick one. I'll just pick Pitnet because we know he's going to fuck
the right player.
Gotcha.
Soldo's right there. Stand there.
It's honestly Sweet's winning that battle at the moment.
Stanley, then.
Him?
Yeah, it's better than Pitnet.
SDK.
You're making a lot of arguments that make a lot of sense. I'll tell you that much, Horse. But also, too, you're trying to defend your argument with Mark Pitnet, which I am having none of. And I will take Soldo or Stanley above Pitnet.
It doesn't make sense, does it? I apologise. I need to be less shit.
No, you did very, very well. So, were you able to? Oliver Hollands just went at 140, right? Who is expected to play on the halfback flank for Carlton, correct?
That's good. Yep.
Who the hell chose his brother about 30 picks prior?
Yeah.
No, his brother.
Is that you?
Skitty. I pressed the wrong guy.
That's the wrong one.
I searched Hollands and pressed the wrong one.
I saw Hollands come up before, and I'm like, someone's picked Elijah Hollands. That's a weird one. Like, why did I pick him that early?
Yeah, I picked the wrong one.
I pressed the wrong one.
Yes!
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That was
I have a bloke in the chat who, yes, I remember Tom Scully. Beat him in the under-15s best and fairest. Stiff, but he's a gun.
Yeah.
Caleb Daniel was taken very early on, mate.
Yeah, very, very early. Probably too early. That's all right. Which is all right, yeah.
The Richmond CKC. Is it going to be Vlastuin and Short?
Hey, I'm more than happy if they do that. That is fine by me. Just they might have to have some days when they stop the bleeding. Absolutely. So I like that. Kizza, yes, I will. If I was in this draft, I would take Switter. I hope Horse will, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Also, too, Horse, are they our drafts? Are they our?
What's that? Sorry,
hang on a second.
What are you talking about?
You panned for a second.
Oh,
game day. Game day. Are they our?
Yes, game day squad. Yes.
Perfect.
On board
game day squad.
Yeah.
Our absolute legends that we all love, and we have the app and everything like that. I got a Sam Swidowski diamond card today for $5. Whoever put that up is an idiot, and I love you. Thank you very much.
Breakout.
All right, so we're coming into. Is it our last picks now?
Yeah. I just took my last two in the form of Connor McDonald and Kane Farrell. So I realised that I've tended to forgot about the early buys and the whole round zero nonsense. I think we can all agree on, and had to get some depth there. Someone's got to take all of Houston's numbers at Port. I think Farrell could be one of them. And McDonald, he ended the year absolutely firing with Hawthorn last year. Not sure if you guys have been following it. He's got that outside game. It's just, if he can get a little bit of inside, I think he is a really good pick.
For sure. I like that.
Yep. Absolutely. Sorry, got a bit excited there. Horse just picked Switter. Very happy about that pick there. Horse at 150. That's a game. That's a game winner right there. Can you scroll down just a second for me, Horse? In the previous picked players. Yep, thank you. Right there. Bean Flicker, is he one of the people that said that he guarantees to win drafts or something like that? Because he picked Kieran Strawn.
No.
Thank God, because that's the worst pick I've seen all night. I don't care if it's your last pick. That's horrible. Yeah.
No, that was Maverick.
What
Are you Bean Flicker?
He said he was going to win the whole lot.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, he's wrong.
Yeah, ever since I got the Hollands pick, the wrong brother, that was it for me. That was good.
Skitty, I'll leave this with you, mate.
Getting upset, I'm not getting a shit. What are you doing? Ian, like, I put your thing up on the screen and I gave you a thumbs up because you said, oh shit, I lost it now. But give us a shout if you turn for me. I did it for you. What do you mean? You haven't even liked the stream. Shit. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
We've got our last Levi Ashcroft got picked with the second last pick. Harry Boyd got picked up with the third last pick. Campbell Chesser got picked up in the last round.
Did.
Yeah, no doubt that team's probably tanking.
Reese, it was Reese. He's got Strawn and O'Brien. There's method. Okay, I didn't realise. My bad, Reese. Well played, sir. Well played. That's all right. Insurance policy. Insurance.
And the last pick is going to get timed out, and it's going to be George Wardlaw with the last tick of the draft. There we go.
Hey, tell me it's a bad pick. I mean, yeah, he's injured for like 3 weeks, but tell me it's a bad pick.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My side is as follows. She's on Bailey Dale, Paddy Cripps, Ed Richards, Clayton Oliver, Darcy Cameron, the J train or the W train, whatever you refer to him as. Sam Darcy, Philippu's more of a stash for me at the moment. Switowski, Pitnet, they're probably going to get moved on as part of my waivers. Durham and Mitch Hinge. How do we click on other teams so we can see who's got what?
Is it in my league?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to go into individual
draft recap, maybe, or you'd go with.
Oh, yeah, there's more. Yep, so I go
draft recap horse.
So Baker's Pups, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you think had the best draft here. Isaac Heaney, Dan Houston, Treloar, Lloyd Meek, Colby McKercher, Shai Bolton. Let me finish. Brian Myers, how dare you cut me off? From Massimo D'Ambrosio, pizza, pasta, wine. He's got Matt Crouch. Let's move on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bean Flicker, Nick Dacos, Maxie Holmes, Luke Ryan, Jack McRae, Tommy Stewart, Brent Daniels, Riley O'Brien, Tim Taranto, Toby Green, Harley Reid, James Rowbottom, Georgie Hewitt, and Kieran Strawn.
Don't mind that one.
Yeah, don't mind that team. Let's go to Deadly. Lockie Neal, LDU, TDK, Jordan Clark, Rory Laird, Bailey Smith, Josh Dacos, Lukey Parker, Ben Keys, Liam Duggan, Jagger Smith, and he's got Callum Wilkie in there.
That's a great last pick. That is a great last pick.
It's not Webster. Sorry, I was thinking of the wrong one.
I hate
the Crusaders, Merritt, Whitfield, Petraka, Zorko, Witts, Baker, Hugh McCluggage, Matt Kennedy, Sam Doherty, Matt Roberts, Zach Bailey, Sam. That's a really deep draft. That's a really good.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. It's a couple of not bad.
Dabwoods has gone.
3 Adelaide plays in his first 4 picks. Holy shit.
Butters, Horny Man, Pickles, Marshall, Rosie, Newcomb, Rioli, Ridley, Jack Graham, Saligo, Sweet, Guthrie, Rochelle, and Oliver Dempsey.
Is he a Port Adelaide fan?
He's now. Morel or Maverick, your team.
Diddley,
Brayshaw, Walsh, Dylan Moore, Matt Rao, Oscar McInerney, Jesse Hogan, Andrew McGrath, Jai Caldwell, Elijah Hollins, the wrong Hollins, Nick Blastuin, Jordan DeGoey, Cam Rayner. There's 12 teams in this comp. You're finishing 14th, mate. No worries about that. Happy Chappy has gone. Maxie gone. Tom Green, that's a good top 2. Caleb Daniel, Jordan Dawson, the 4th round. I like it. James Sicily, Kieran Briggs, Hayden Young, Jaden Short, Charlie Keno, Harry Perryman, Isaac Cumming and going, the right Hollins, and Riley Thilthorpe.
I can't believe that.
His last couple of picks, elite. But Caleb Daniel at 3 is a little bit steep. But, hey, maybe he's thinking close to 100.
Yep. Nice team here for Neil before the Rich. Tristan Cherry, Josh Dunkley, Jack Sinclair, Jack Steele, Chad Warner, Callum Mills, Jeremy Cameron, Josh Simpkin, Tim Kelly, Carl Amon, Jack Viney, Kane Farrell, and Connor McDonald. Is that you, BK?
That's me, yeah. I'm quite happy with that, actually. Defenders, getting to the mid-game, plenty of ball. Cameron Simpkin's an interesting one. I think it'll be between him and Parker to fill in for Wardlaw. while he's away. And yeah, some of the players like the big X in the middle, the C will be on him every week, and he'll just be carrying me through the whole way.
Damn right. Also, Horse, quickly, he said something about North, and I have info if you'd like.
Oh, do you want to say it now? Or do you want to wait till teams finish?
Very quickly, because he brought up the Wardlaw injury. It's not going to be just Parker and Simpson. It's also going to be Powell, Phillips, and everyone else. The rotation is going to be about 8 midfielders deep. So just prepared for that. Even with people that have LDU, people that have Sheasel, there's going to be about 8 midfield rotation. Everyone's training in it.
Wow. So, all right. Is Sheasel still locked in as your number 1 defender?
It's still iffy, but yes, currently, because I love him and I have so much faith in him. But I'm also happy to go with Jordan Clark.
Okay. Interesting. This team is Rico United. English, Goulden, Isaac Rankin. So there's injury risk in the top couple, but if that comes off, that's nice. Luke Jackson, Nick Blakey, Will Ashcroft, Tom Liberatore, Lockie Ash, James Peatling in the round 9 is probably the steal of the draft. Ollie Wines, Harry Himmelberg, and Blake Akers. I quite like that team as well.
Yeah, the fact this might be my favourite team. I'm not going to lie. I like that team.
This team. So Train, who picked from number 1, picked Bontempelli, Nick Martin, Brody Grundy, Will Day, Sean Darcy, Took Miller, Trent Rivers, Josh Tracy, Darcy Parish, Nick Larkey, and then the auto pick of Nick Newman, Will Setterfield, and Angus Sheldrick. So I like his top 7 or 8, but then he falls off worse than a landslide. Still at the top early, our last team, Caleb Sarong, Toby Nankervis, Noah Anderson, Wanganeen Malera, Jeremy McGovern in the 5th is a real steal as well. Harry, the Colonel in the 7th round. Josh Kelly, Adam Chera, Alex Neil Bullen, Mason Redmond, and Finn Callahan. That's a really nice pick in the last round, Finn Callahan. Ladies and gentlemen, there are our teams. Who do you think drafted the best? Drop it in the chat. Let us know. Send us a DM if you want. If you need help with your drafting, you've got all the assets there. But also, inside of our Patreon, I will let you know that there is a guy who speaks in an American accent who'd like to tell you this.
Want to take your SuperCoach game to the next level? Insight Fantasy Sports are bringing you exclusive content all year round, such as weekly expert Q&As, team, trade, and captaincy advice, statistical deep dives, priority podcast questions, and tons more. So what are you waiting for? Get full access to the experts. Go to patreon.com/Insight Fantasy Sports and subscribe to Insight Unlimited today.
Nice.
So, overall, lads, how do we think we went? BK, I'll start with you.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with mine. I think got some good depth. The one thing I think people tend to forget in draft is about the buys. You need to have that coverage, which I left until late for mine. A lot of your Sydney picks, out of Dunkley from my Brisbane Lions, and just don't forget about those early season buys is my one takeaway from the draft.
For sure. Skinny, what have you got to take away from this one, mate, as a onlooker?
Yeah, as a neutral bystander, BK, you are allowed to say my premiership winning Brisbane Lions if you would like to. That's fine. We're not going to hold it against you. Our teams can't win shit, so that's fine. And I liked a lot of teams. I thought everyone drafted really, really nicely in certain spots. I thought there was some shit picks. Probably should research the right brother of most players as well, I would assume, before you do a draft. I liked a lot of Deadly's picks. I thought Campbell Chesser was a great pick. I think that was a really, really good time. He probably could have – he got him really late as well, which I thought was outstanding drafting by Deadly. So really nicely done there. I liked how he picked LDU as well. I thought BK and Mav drafted well. Sorry, I shouldn't have put them both in the same category. I thought BK drafted well. Mav was good at times. And Horst, I thought you were really nicely as well. Maybe probably shouldn't have gone Philippou when you didn't. You could have got him later, but that's all right. I think everyone drafted really nicely and everyone had very good strategies for their own certain teams.
For sure.
I'd like to see how this play out.
What have you got for us, Morel? Or Maverick, sorry?
If I picked up the right Hollands player, which, might I add, I was looking at Ollie Hollands the whole way, and then my eyes just slipped and put to Elijah. Look, all in all, I think I drafted pretty well, boys. I think early season buys are going to hurt me. Lots of boys in my squad here that will have an early buy. I actually think my whole squad will have an early buy. All in all, I'm not worried about a couple of losses here and there early on because you get your wins later on in the year. So, I think all in all, that squad would hold out as a full season. I think it'd go okay. Elijah Hollands would be my first delisted player.
Yeah, he's not a bad player by any stretch. Just where you picked him was shit.
Delisted.
So there are different styles of draft, Hurl. So this is the one that we've gone through just for tonight's episode to try and get through a draft within an hour. So the usual drafts are normally 15 players long. So this one's gone 12. So you just add one to your defense, your mids, and your forwards, and that makes up your 15. So that's how that'll work itself out for the year. For me, I think the most important thing for tonight has been not the players that I've picked, but seeing who's taking who where. So, Squiddy, you're in charge of the NBA content along with NBA G Wiz. And the importance on mock drafting, so you know which players are going where, so you know who to target when, it makes a big difference in your draft day, doesn't it?
Mate, you bang on the money there, and it's a lot different to anyone that has followed NBA drafts because in this one, it's solely dependent on when you pull the trigger on the positional targets that you need to make. So, for instance, when someone starts targeting the forwards, that's when you need to start looking at, your Jason Horne-Francises, your Dylan Moores, your Jack McRae's, and these sorts. But you don't want to go too early on and miss out on good midfielders. It's not like the NBA where you just kind of go like, oh, yeah, let this go here, let this go here, let this go here. Points leagues-wise. This is the one where you need to actually target on the specific positions to make sure you get in. Hence why we saw in this one, some people ran out of options for ruck. When you run out of options for ruck, you kind of have to backtrack and then go, is this okay to draft Kieran Briggs in round 6 when I can get a good midfielder? Like, they're the ones that you got to just be careful of. So you got to know when the right time to get those ones in now.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, as we said throughout the podcast, we do have a schedule planner. We've also got some other little nice matrices, in there that'll help you sort out not just your draft leagues, but your super coach in general. So if you'd like to see them, jump in our Patreon, and for as little as a cup of coffee per month, that's right, per month, you'll get access to everything that we've got in there. Articles on buy planning, articles on how to structure your team, articles on who's got the best run to start the year, who to fade, who to start, cash cows, busts, and a whole lot more. So if you want to read about it, jump in there. There's some articles for free, even if you don't want to sign up with $6 straight away. Read the free articles, and if you like what you see, jump on in. We've got a WhatsApp group as well for those of you who are paying subscribers, where we do talk a lot of footy, and we do try and get to as many games of footy during the preseason as we can in order to give you the best quality content at home. Skitty, we're going to North this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah, boy, we're going to the North Interclub match, so that's going to be a shitload of fun, horse.
Yep. It's raining and 17 degrees, but that's all right. Beer tastes the same no matter where you are. Perfect. BK, where can the guys find you, mate?
Yeah, well, as it is on the screen, but for you audio listeners, my X handle is letters BK_FIS for the Insight Fantasy Show. Me and NATO have been doing heaps of preseason research planning and posting, and we're keen to bring it to the AFL Fantasy, not SuperCoach, fantasy players that follow the show and want a bit more insight on that.
Beautiful. Maverick, you've got some NFL content coming up as early as tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow night, mate. We're straight into it ourselves, myself and Damo, Mullen, whichever way you want to call him. I call him Sexy personally, but But yeah, no, we're straight into it, mate. It's going to be a big year for us. So straight into a rookie review of the 2024 stacked class, might I add. So you want to watch that one, check it out. And I hope to see Ian join in. He's
IJ.
If he's not in there tomorrow night in the comments, I'm very disappointed.
There's two things IJ loves, and that's beer and Tinder. So I'll tell you what, he just gets right around it, doesn't he? But anyway, tonight, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that have jumped in the stream, we appreciate your support. Please hit like, subscribe, and the bell. At the Inside Fantasy Sports, we call it being a triple banger. We would appreciate it. If you're listening to us on audio, please click the 5-star review so then we get out to more people in the Supercoach world. Also, before I leave, the Skodfather and I, our $100 cash league, our goal for the start of the season, or to get to at the start of the season, was $200. So there's $20,000 in the kitty. For those of you at home to play for, we've already smashed that. We're up to 220 entrants now. We're going to try and top the Herald Sun's $50,000 cash prize this year. So if you're looking to get involved, send me a DM. I'll sort you out. It is one of the biggest competitions Supercoach has to offer. So if you're interested, let me know. But for tonight, BK, thanks for joining us. Squiddy,
thanks for having me.
I've missed you, brother. Welcome back. Can't wait to get ripping in with you. Maverick, it's always a pleasure, mate. I'm glad that the Macca's Wi-Fi held up for tonight.
Thank you, mate. Cheers. Appreciate it.
On the horse, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Just remember.